Good morning, good evening, good day, everybody. I'm Percy, and I'm here with Quill. Yeah, you guessed it right. It's Quill.
Hmm?
And sorry in advance if I'm gonna be yawning or anything. I just came home from a 12-hour work shift, and my head is hurting, but I cannot do anything about that. I just have to bear with it.
I just noticed a cloud thing coming out of Bamboo's flank, so what am I to think?
Oh! That
It was
is
something.
purely coincidence, by the way. And if you haven't pointed out,
Whatever it is, it had to be censored.
no, I have to face it. That has to be a game sound. I mean, I placed him there after I drawn the background. Drawn in a very big overstatement because I just randomly pushed some random
do you know? Do you know the way? And Dr. Cabbage replies, "Based on your demonstration, I'm not sure if I want to."
No. Oh my god, now that you think about it, look at this guy's face. What is he doing at the moment? This is the I'm sitting myself face. But yeah, hello everybody, welcome back to the adventures in the TARDIS. And a lot of sidetracks. You know, that's what we are known for.
That's two,
But,
right?
yeah, it is me.
Okay.
So last time they knew overdose with all the chemicals that they were given and had a vision about a Phoenix who was persecuted. He didn't say anything, just bowed and flew away.
Yep.
And I interpreted it that, oh, why did I even try to come here? I don't even have to say anything. I got all my answers from nothing. But on the other hand, the others are probably talking to him as well.
Well, sometimes silence is the most meaningful thing.
And the most terrible thing as well.
Hmm.
So I'm not actually know I don't actually know where we are going right now. Other than the title, which is the creature, and if you recall, I hoped that it's gonna be about trouble. But it can
One way
be.
or another, you might be right.
I mean, trouble the chronicles. But it can be just a chaos creature as well. So we will probably see. Oh my god, I can feel my throat having a hard time today. Mostly because of the sudden humidity in there. But hopefully this will fix it up. Let's go with this one, and we will see if we need to solve
Okay.
it. The creature. As the vision clears, is surprised to discover that the hero mod leads to Saturday morning now. I mean, I would be even more surprised if she woke up or woke up on the same day. It might even not be the next day over. It might be like 4 days or a whole week later.
There was just one period in my life where I thought I slept for only a few hours because I went to sleep, it was dark. I woke up, it was still dark. Turns out about nearly 24 hours passed.
I mean, there was one for me where I passed out for almost 2.5 days. That was after exams, where I didn't sleep for 7 days. Never again. Don't do that, kids. Don't. It's not good. Even if you can only sleep like 1 or 2 hours, do it. The sun has not risen yet, but the sky is bright gray. Not only that, but it turns out Kirali is outside of the main village, and next to a pond, with the waterfall pouring into it. As if she wasn't even fully dreaming it. She was wearing weird goggles, it seems like. So literally, she saw the reality, how it is, or she saw some extra stuff overlaid on it.
I heard that's can often be the case where people have stayed for too long and they start to hallucinate, which was they're seeing reality as it actually is with extra things overlaid over it.
I mean, we know that they were taking drugs, so.
Yeah, they know it too.
Yeah, I have to add a little mark on the corner that, sorry, that there is drug use in this thing, and it should not listen in. Because they shouldn't know that drugs are bad.
Hey kids, try drugs. It's super fun.
Why do you sound like Monokuma in that moment? I don't know if you know that bear. Or if you have seen him. This guy right here, I don't know why it is so small. What you just did is literally his voice.
I recognize him.
And I believe that he would actually say that. It would mean that she wandered into this area during the ceremony. In a sense, he sleepwalked or flew into this area while she had a skewed perspective of reality. That seems rather dangerous to her. You know what's surprising?
What?
Dr. Kelly didn't stop her. Remember, she was there to stop anyone from harming themselves. That would literally mean, without anything further, that somebody else had a reaction, and she had to look over them instead of letting them.
I was about to propose that theory myself. Good job.
I mean, she is alone, and she didn't turn on. Maybe she turned on the trolls to look after her. That can be a thing. Amazingly, by the sound of it, the music of the ceremony is still pressing on. It should be a guess for her that the activity level has dropped now compared to last night. At the time, I lose most of her wings in preparation to fly back into the village center. But as she mostly expected, those of her wings are sore, especially at the base. Yeah, just like I told. For the matter, many parts of her body are sore too, but honestly, less than she expected. I mean, I imagine what she was doing is like the magical dancing shoes in the story. You know, the one that if you equip them, you can never stop dancing.
Do you remember something like that from the Desperado story too? It was
Oh
like
yeah,
very
that's
similar.
what it was in there as well. Good catch. I mean, she definitely moved more than she is used to. Yes, she is an adventurer, and yes, she's used to constant workout, but we know dancing around can be much more exhausting than lower bodybuilding.
Yeah, for her to get exhausted like this, it was probably a pretty strong duration.
And when you are taking drugs, you don't even notice that you overworked your body.
Yep. That's one of the reasons she was able to push herself that hard.
Yeah? I think I was saying it further, she called that, in this time and place. Everyone here is faster. What is left of the drug in the system might be masking some of the pain as well, or potentially even accelerating her healing faster still. Yeah, just take a look at that poll. Because there is drug in your system, it's gonna heal more. And literally, Deadpool who has cancer and healed that all the time.
So imagine what it must be like if Deadpool or some character like him goes to an environment where everyone heals faster. What would he be like? Like just bullet holes just instantly to go away?
Maybe? He was literally me like a slime. The bullet goes through him and that's it. The hole is in there. This isn't too much of a bother to her. She's accustomed to dealing with exhaustion, pain, frustration, and pain in many of her past adventures. The good ones have a tendency to push her push her limit. Yeah, pushing your limit is good. But there is a limit to pushing over the limit as well. Even Goku said that in Dragon Ball Z that yeah, we could say more, but after that, saying more would have the opposite effect. Well, that may be true for her though. The rest of the party may not have as much endurance or tenacity doing it for the wind. If they are icky too, it might be a greater hindrance for them today, or maybe in the next 2 weeks. He wrote that won't be a 7 event this morning, but unfortunately, he doesn't see any nearby wood to her. Ah, good thing that if the doctor appears, there won't be anything that stops him. Professor mentioned actually have arcane knife for springing. That is surprising at the worst possible time. Wait, how does she not find any wood around a pond? Something is not right in this. She might be still dreaming. They are not literally in an empty space, but just a pond is there. There has to be at least one thing. All of the teeth are made of metal. Referencing the first doctor. This is how life goes sometimes, but at least it makes for a good story to write about later if she survives. And there is a decision involved that is so sensitive. Yeah, she writes down, they didn't remember much of it because she was drunk. She doesn't know how much was it because of the dark, or how much she really saw.
Dude, where's my carriage?
I mean, just imagine the story of Cinderella. If it wasn't, there was no fairy godmother or anything, she just She was just talking to the hell. I mean, what she's saying off into the air, though. We need to do something effective, catch her eye. Curious, she looked down and noticed a pair of round feathers on the ground that are about 6 inches long each. Ah, you think so. If one of your comrades fall, you can use this to revive them. It's finished out. The edges of each of these feathers almost appear metallic, saying it's been missing limb. Oh, to move them. Even better. Appropriately enough, she throws them both up with her right wing. As the nose is near her mother, who looks a look at it. In doing so, she soon identifies these two feathers, and turns from a finish. After all, she has something like this before, but it's one of the shiny magnet. I mean, we remember that her last finished feathers were taken away. And I was even joking that, he chose this form because he wanted to give you a feather.
As she phrased it, it was taken away by a jealous author, who was blaming that for her success as an author. So he's thinking like, okay, so it must be a magical feathers. If I steal it and use it myself, all of a sudden I will become a famous author.
Yeah, it was a very strange made and fellow.
But as she also phrased it, it went the opposite way. His success tanked after that.
Or there was no success to begin with. This thing feathers back and forth, so there's the prismatic colors on the edges of most these items, shift depending on the angle of the light. Yes! There I know. If you say it's prismatic colors, that means it is a prism. It is not just physics feather, it might be obsidian or glass at the end. Because those break the light. Oh, now I can literally bring my prism out, but I don't have it anymore. Suddenly.
Aww.
It was just a little triangle glass. But it would be fun, just to bring out, just to get the rainbow out.
Taste the rainbow.
She is not here. She's in the future for her, the moment. By saying a them, they do unknowingly falls into a bit of sense, but message feels downloaded into her soul. Hopefully there is no virus in that. She doesn't know that you shouldn't open any kind of attachment without knowing what it is. She is knowing that most of these feathers are gifts for her, and one not pony. Who might it be? I know! It must be for the other author that stole mine. Not Phenomenon. They are actually two. If you use a quill, they will never run out of ink. No blot on the page, and the ink will dry in seconds. So it's a cheating item. In Minecraft terms, we call this creative. Not only that, but the user can choose the color of the ink, even while mid-stroke of the quill. Finally, if these quills are ever lost or stolen from the chosen users, then fate will orchestrate the eventual return somehow. Once again, do I even have that I probably don't. No, I don't have it anymore. I was trying to bring up the stupid 12 color pen that everyone had at one point. And you can just
Okay.
flip down which color you want.
Oh, it has little switches on the base of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I remember having something like that too. It's a pretty fat pen in order to have all those little inks inside of it. And there's like a button at the back end where it resets it.
yes, that's all. And I said, everyone had that at one point.
I don't know about everyone, but I did, and apparently you did too.
Or at least everyone knows about that.
Mm.
They can almost feel the relative of the father of the feeling, who originally planted her a gift like this as well, as a procession, and it was eventually stolen by a multi-rival author. You know that? These ones are destined to suddenly return to their chosen users. In time, as long as most items and users continue to look for each other. So how are you gonna give it away then?
Well, it depends who the chosen user is. Whoever she's going to give it away to might be the chosen wielder.
I know I'm just kidding about that. Imagine her giving it to Cameron, and Cameron selling it over and over again. It's an infinite amount of money. It reminds me of the scam artist in the all that times where someone was literally selling a pigeon who was always returning to him after some time.
Reminds me of a little story I read in a funky little picture too in some kind of D&D magazine, where someone was trying to sell a horse who was a polymorphed human, and was
Oh
looking
yeah,
upon the gold,
I know that.
looking upon the gold greedily too, and then was planning to like sneak away after later on.
As for the girl thing, but within the enchantment of the squares, in the hope that the user of the squares will receive awesome inspiration, as brilliant as the most radiant rainbows. May such immortal potential ever be a bottomless one. But in the end, if you can choose what color of ink you want to use, that means you can use invisible ink as well.
Right. Or I wonder if there exists out there ink that just has no color.
Yeah.
It's invisible to begin with. It's like just little water that dries fast.
No, it's called candlewax.
Hmm.
I mean, that's what they use as invisible ink back then. Which you can literally see if you do some tricks like using water or fire. But oh wait, I just remembered. Wasn't there actual invisible ink as a joke that Pinkie Pie gave to Twilight or something like that?
Yes, and Celestia received it at the end of the episode too.
Yeah, so it might be actually me here as well.
Oh yeah, it exists, or it will exist in Equestria.
And now, if there is no news about it, you can use it as a color.
Yep.
Then the Grex's smile as she gazes at the pair of feathers, with so much gratitude welling in her that her eyes become misty. She closes her eyes, bows her head, pointing it to her chest using both wings. This time, That sees our silent prayer to return the affection and gratitude for the gifts. After that, you press right, lift your hand, and turn the gifts further into a ring, where they end up getting a bit concealed. Oh, it's my ring now! There is no further question. There is no question. I don't know why I ended it further. Oh! I know why I ended it further. Because there's a feather under it. In their mind, to whom the second square belongs to. Feather is entirely his name, and he used to be known as Square Skull. With that, they flies back to the center of the camp. I mean, obviously not giving this to Feather or Quill. I know who I will give it to. Something. Yes, Feathers.
Yeah. Or Derby.
Or even just a joke. I will give it to Margaret so she can actually look at it and say, why are you giving me a feather? What are you using this for? Because she never used a pen before or feather before in the writing apartment. Because she was always recording everything through a crystal.
That's interesting. It just kind of occurred to me. They kind of have 3 unicorns and 3 pegasi right now. If you count the Magi and the and Margaret.
But you can't. You can't count them as unicorns. But they are definitely horny. No, not yet. Probably. There we go. Now you're surprised, and now I'm to notice how most of the village is suddenly picking up, and attending from the center of the camp around that time they realized. They ain't never seen a festival before, because that's what they do in festivals. When the festival is over, everyone suddenly leaves. For me, for months she suspects that she is the ghost for some reason. However, the moment she learns her ability assassin assails her. Chief among them is a feeling of approaching. Chief I have never heard this name. So first and foremost,
Well, it's like a top among them, first among them.
Yeah, I just never seen it like chief among them. I was like, wait, is the chief coming here? Is the chief assassin? The feeling of approaching and imminent danger. Oh, okay. Back to the danger. I need to understand that. Not yet. There's no danger yet. From what or where, she does not know. But it is soon and experience her way enough to warrant her caution. She has no reason to feeling that he has it too. Particularly any podium during the dark last night and participated in the ceremony. Apparently, a lingering side effect is of it is higher than excessive, at least temporarily. Would you say some kind of trouble is coming?
Imagine if Vision took those drugs and had those lingering side effects, but she was already psychically gifted.
Also, he was already short-sighted with task. She was fair. I'm pretty sure that the Kelly would say, no, not you.
You're rather likely to be correct, actually. She may have some serious medical concerns for someone that young and that frail and that blind.
But who knows? It might actually cure her vision. Looking more carefully, there is notice that there is a pattern to these who are fleeing and those who are staying. With the exception, as you can see, those who are fleeing are the most defenseless and distant members of the village. So nothing. I mean, they are now temporary members of the village. That's what the whole festival was about.
Uh-huh.
Conversely, those who are remaining feel some confidence in their ability to defend themselves, or others somehow. Then this is physically approach her so that it produces attention. Unless fight goes in there. I swear I don't use my magic or technology to summon you all up. If you can permission upon arrival. I mean, yeah, I have heard that that is a thing. Even if you are drunk or in a very drowning state, a sudden danger will wake you up or summon you up.
No, I haven't heard of that, but I guess I can believe it. There's another phenomenon that's pretty similar. You wake up very sleepy until you're aware there's danger, and all of a sudden you're very alert.
Yeah?
It's like you received an emergency boost of energy.
And then after you see that, there is nothing, then suddenly all the energy just,
Yeah, if it really was adrenaline that's pumping in through you, you tend to get exhausted after because there was a huge burst of energy before that. That's a lot of chemicals swimming through your body, and that is exhausting.
yeah? Yet all of you seem suddenly alert and awake pretty much at the same time. Can you tell me anything about what's going on and how do you feel? How do you not feel it? Icky? What is the be expected after letting all or most of the night? I mean, you skipped most of it there, you know? And then fell asleep near the pond. Then you answered. As for what is going on, I sense imminent danger soon approaching. I'm guessing everyone on the earth who participated in the ceremony said the same. I mean, I'm already surprised that somebody didn't join in earlier. So it's going to heighten intuition. How fascinating! You can remember. The makes another candy is surprised. Yes. That is what you are latching on to. I would have thought that approaching nature might have your attention more. Dr. Kai just shrugs. Then, while she speaks, there is something approaching to the two of them. Dr. Kai says, me and me are an system is a kind of certainty. Some kind certainly can provide an evolutionary advantage. After all, it is only the survivors that have the ability to pass on their genes. I'm pretty sure Narindu had not even thought of passing on her genes. Up until this point.
Yeah, probably not. Too busy seeking out the next dungeon.
Maybe. The commandant seems to have cleared out. Knowing adults very seriously, dying upon arrival. That's gonna make my job easier. Now all I have to do is defeat or withhold whatever task it is that's approaching us. I would say it might not be a task, it might be trouble, but not a task. So checks too, like double checks with serving. Serving verifies with load. I don't know why serving became Scottish, but sure. Now I have some idea how vision usually feels. No, this is nothing but close to it. Let me slightly, I shared. There's a little blind feeling you all left in Polymer, right? That's why something seems to note again, by giving you a visual scan of her local city. You are not supposed to start here, but she does notice other barriers and are not remaining here. There's a white circle, and also scanning for danger. Targeted the eye of a few of them, who in turn don't back to her, in acknowledgement and respect. You know what? I have a better, I just, oh my god. It's gonna annoy me. I know what I want to search. And
Well, you can't think of the name?
yeah. I had it on the tip of my tongue. And I forgot.
Is it for a certain television series, a book series, and you can look that up for names of objects, places, or people inside of it?
You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna write it in Hungarian. Ha! That's another one.
How do you do that on your computer? Do you have like a drop-down menu to switch language style from Hungarian to English?
No? Ah. There you go. This is the village right now. What's in
so cute.
English? I can't follow that name.
Maybe weasel or ferret?
Let me search, go to wiki and change to this. That's what me in here. Ah, meerkat.
Okay.
I know it was some kind of cat or dog. They are very friendly. I love those turkey things. Let's take to the air and do a big payment and stream. So yes, I knew. Yeah! Didn't you just check that all of your muscles are aching? Or give you a search pattern pretty tight. Whatever this thing is, it will arrive soon, so it must be close. I object. It might arrive soon, but that doesn't mean that it's close. Especially if it's trouble because he can just appear from thin air. Something asked me like that, and I knew. You search the south, and I search the north. Never mind that, and then Dr. Kelly, who knows the attention of the other two men beside her. When Dr. Kelly nods to the northeast side of the village. Then to follow her gaze, and then the black creature crawled up and over one of the larger and more solid sides of the village. And that sounds like more like a chaos creature, not trouble. The others not only want to spot it either. Several other warriors and hunters also spotted it, and they, in turn, whistled and pointed the way, with the others using a spear, named over the arrow on their own hoof.
So, they know the way.
Yeah? Now the question is, did this creature came on his own accord, or was it sent by trouble, or maybe miraculous?
Yeah, that's a mystery.
This creature is a diamond black fur creature, which really reminds them of a panther, but the limbs of this creature are significantly longer. The limbs are about 6 feet long, tentacles, each except the ending claws that look dirty and caked with tar. A piece of spiky bone, just smack at the main bending point of each of its clawed fingers, so you can slash its claws, but it swings either way. The neck and tail of the creature is also like a 6-foot long tentacle. One came to mind immediately.
Let's see what you got.
There you go. Then because of the long neck, long leg panther.
Kind of looks like a storm cloud around its neck or something.
It is. That's why it looks like it, because it is. It's feather with storm cloud. A storm cloak.
Well, the legs of this creature's way longer.
This long?
No. It was established in the story 6 feet long per limb. And being tentacles, it means it can bend in every direction.
Yeah. The tail looks the most benign of all of its limbs. Also why did you go to X building? There's some darker tone.
Now that last song would have been decent for the ceremony. When that, well, there, when that was still going on in the story.
Yeah, usually I find them after the scene is ending. Ah, perfect. Asteroid 10. It has a long bird-like beak on its face. The man known the last few inches, and mainly numbers of water. There are almost no bones in any of its limbs, so they can easily bend in any direction, but live in smooth motion. Asteroid also is it is a round oval shape, like a black sideways jelly bean. Sounds more like a squid or an octopus than a panther. Yeah. Go like this. Mexican, by the way.
Anyway, looks like you finally got the limbs right for that last picture.
Yeah. Let's see. Got some food. And also got some noodles. I see a little toward the sand, the creature crouches a bit, and not a scan of its own. The base was delighted about noticing how my pony goes to stand their ground and fight it. It takes I almost had it takes a daring moment. It takes a daring moment to realize a massive of this creature goes beyond just a visual scan. You can sense the emotion of this creature too. In all of that, you soon realize that this creature is not hungry yet. It is hostile anyway. You sense emission light from this creature, which means it actually is attacking merely for fun. And we have the overlap with the game. With Hunter of Justice.
The way you described them, it sounds like they never have fun. It's just pure aggression. Without ever enjoying it.
I don't know if they would enjoy it, but that's the only thing that they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beyond that, this is how this creature analytically scans each of its potential opponents as seen in the map. Despite that, however,
Sizes them up.
what did I say?
Seizes is spelled differently.
Ah, yeah. Despite that, however, the accent it is much more intelligent than average meat. That means it can talk the just from the tools or wisdom, but it is amazingly technical for me, or monster, can be more fitting some. So in my pony, normal beasts are under domestic animals because domestic animals can speak.
If we're talking about an amazingly intelligent and tactical beast, it would be much like the velociraptors from Jurassic Park. They're not talking casually or surfing the waves, but what they can do is pretty well coordinated.
I would say the Velociraptors a step higher because they can build tools.
Okay. Well, you're talking about the doorknobs, figuring out how to use them.
Yes?
Okay.
Coming more than step closer to the base of the sun, and make sure rings them out in order to purposefully seize its session. And it works. Read of its creature is an deficit to a ring. For the moment it notices her approaching it. In a lower its neck to have its beak almost slightly in front of Starwing's face. While expanding its hand at that level, it nearly keeps crawling the rest of its body down to the tent. But holding its hand perfectly steady at eye level with Starwing. Even as its body twists while lowering itself to the ground, its hand remains perfectly steady. The extended alarm, almost the point of panic, of someone else here. There's also a lesson to it. To the right, there is fellow wind gazing at the ring, and the monster very nervously. I've seen for that. I mean, that is almost what's happening right here. But there you see that several things occur to her. For one thing, she reminds herself that Feather is the youngest member of her party. Isn't that Durfee though?
No. No,
Durfee is older.
She's as old as she was in the beginning of the show. Um, I wager that is adult. Uh, Not likely very old adult, but yeah. Now Feather and Stern is basically equivalent of a teen, and between the two, Stern is older.
Huh. I definitely miscounted them.
Hmm.
I thought that they were at least 5 years older than Durfee. I mean, they had more experience, so that might be the thing.
Well, kind of, but initially she had more experience with traveling through space and time, and that's still true since she's with them.
I mean, spiritually, they are definitely older. And we know that Hunter is definitely a lot more learned.
Oh yeah, very scholastic. Actually, pretty similar to Darren
Yeah?
in that regard.
But who? He was raised among the aristocracy, so it makes sense why he wouldn't be used to tests like this yet. For she, he's very unloved by his encounter. Well, it certainly about the last chaos meet they encountered, and he remembered how serving the continued toward the end of the fight. Not only does he fear seeing her pain again, her in pain again, but he also fears himself as well. Because the last time this happened, he slept for a short while. He lost control of himself and almost ruined all of his efforts without restraint. And if that happened, he might actually hurt his friend, or in the sense why he's not here. Not to mention, he doesn't really want to hurt any creature. Not even the opponent. I'm gonna flash something here.
There you go.
We are having the very little ghost effect right here. Now that we actually think that, yeah, Heather is almost as young as Raven. Then,
Yeah, just about. You know, I do believe though that if you saw them, um, Stormwing would definitely appear older than a teenager, just primarily because of her bulk and all that.
yeah,
She's about eye to eye with someone like Big Mac.
just like she looks older, Heather looks younger.
Hmm. Correct, actually. He's often mistaken for a foal.
Yeah, that was literally why I thought that he was older. Because you almost always describe him as, he might look young, but he's actually not.
Well, he's older than he appears.
Yeah. Finally, he is also nervous that his friend might sense him nervous, and not think that maybe he can depend on him. A moment later, they go cows. Goes. Yeah, goes, not cows. Goes started to realize that Feather has set her empathy scan on him. That is literally what happens in Baldur's Gate if you use the thought on someone. Oh, you are using your magic on me.
At this moment, he actually resembles even more, but it's not just him, because he's actually more empathic now.
Yeah? Realizing that made him feel on the exposed. After that, he kitchen and gives an opportunity to look over the mere fact that he's afraid of the situation at all, and you're totally it. There's a big fear of embarrassment from Narilu because she feels like she accidentally appeared into something very private. And at the same time, she's fascinated to realize how sensitive and grand their empathy senses are right now. Their emotions are a newspaper for everyone to read. Good thing that most of the village people can say.
Probably not. Yeah, you're right.
Just like
And do you think
any, just like any other pony, they don't use words.
if they can read, it might be their own language?
Yeah, they might be using rules. But that integrates her that just as she can see sense his emotions, she can do the same right now. And she can use that to her advantage. But the realization puts it in, she needs up to grasping of inner sight, and over that and purposefully projecting as fellow wind. He should easily be able to tell that these feelings are coming from her. But the fear exposes him to it. Just as it will feel the sun on its hide, after stepping out of the shadows. He also waits for him to absorb those feelings and let them become part of him. If he accepts, he will start to gain some of her inner strength, and it won't even cross her own. I mean, yeah, that is a good thing. Because if you are in a group and most of the people are afraid, then either you are afraid as well or you step ahead and get an
Can you imagine
advantage.
being Can you imagine being a military soldier or any kind of teamwork situation where you're um, subordinate to a certain individual, a leader who is in a dangerous moment, the only one who seems very confident, and projects that strength. Just by standing near that person, you feel braver and stronger, and probably more confident in that person too. Because if they're confident, they can lead you in a very smart way.
I mean, that is why if you are on the wall, you think that the leader first.
Hmm.
Because it can have the opposite effect as well.
Yeah, that was a specific point that was made in the movie Forrest Gump, where a commanding officer reprimanded Forrest and his friend for saluting him, saying, "Don't do that around here. There's plenty of enemy people around here who would like to grease an officer," is what he said.
Nah. They can feel that her realizes what she's trying to do. As such, you went to her plan, and then they absorb some of her courage. And put it in the red crystal. He smiled at her gratefully, and was assured that even while he was afraid, he would not have run away. Run away! Yeah, because he doesn't know about her fate.
Well, I think he does, but read that last sentence of the paragraph.
Just kidding. I was just referencing this. I don't know why it is damage, but
Run away, Simba. Never.
there we go.
Fatality. Now that's a hair raiser.
I mean, you know, they used the word Halloween because it was not in their knowledge. That wasn't the word they used before.
You're on the last sentence of that paragraph.
Yeah, because that's the other way. That's why it's fair to other innocents here are nature. What innocence? There are no innocents here. They all took drugs. Remember. They're smart and know that team proudly for that. Before releasing back all the pet of nature. But she knows this is how the creature is slowly starting closer to something. And sometimes kissing or gives snapping motion towards her. The creature wants something to be afraid of it. And it's growing frustrated. That concerned how resistant to fear something is. So this creature is
Remind you even more of Grimm?
no, it reminds me of this. Are you afraid?
Okay, you.
After all, confidence might be an indication that she has a plan to defeat it. That isn't true though. That is merely starting it. But she already considers that leading towards victory for her. For every time she delays this creature, the Lord Commandant can fortify the position. And combat allies get more solidly into play. I mean, yeah, that is one thing that you can do. Make the enemy. Yes?
Distracted. Yeah, that's kind of a plan.
Yeah, it makes the enemy less confident in itself. Even by staying at something, the creature remains aware of the other forces around it. For some reason, it was not also attained. Letting this goal is dying twin in confusion. Why would this creature actually want to be attacked by the others? maybe it is not as remorseful or here to cause havoc as you might think. Ah! It was self-defense! Right?
Maybe.
But regardless of the kitchen motive, it does eventually get into fish. This is our and James gets checked out and the creature. I got the what which one was it? The 2 towers, I think.
Tooth arrows?
No, the 2 towers.
2 towers. Okay.
When they were like,
What about?
no shoot, just aim. And someone
Right.
in the arrow.
Yeah. They didn't verbally explain this, but basically it was like a very old man that was holding back the bowstring, and when it has that much tension, it's exhausting to hold it for that long. So
Yeah.
he accidentally let it. Besides that, it was raining at that moment, so it made the string a little slippery too.
Yeah, he didn't want to fire the arrow, but it was too late at that
Yeah.
moment.
At least he hit, but he had so many targets in the way that it was almost guaranteed that
It
one
would be
would slip
funnier
up.
if he didn't hit. That would take him more skill to miss.
It was apparently a death blow too. That creature was dead, and when it hit the ground.
Yeah, and that was the fuse for that thing.
Like one down and 9,999 more to go.
The timing of these attacks is very precise too, because each attacker can target his or her other allies. And, as a result, it can perform wordless communication. Anything to a seamless teamwork. This is a double-edged blade. Because what if one dies? Just one! We're a teacher.
Yeah, and then the others could feel that too.
What seems like the creature is more like a lateral attack. It just can dodge all of these attacks, use the areas to one, and the attack is to synchronize. Some of these attacks are just guaranteed to miss, and some are guaranteed to hit, unlike the creature has a very unusual means of defense. Ah, so what they feel like at the moment is what I think the changelings were.
A phenomenon like this was mentioned in the movie 300. So many arrows in the sky that it would block out the sun. And the reply to that, which was kind of witty, then we will fight in the shade.
So yeah, the village is not in the changelings at the moment. They are interning together. I mean, it was never sudden they feel each other. But in my account they do. Or did. Before they changed. But lo and behold, that actually what happened. A very space in glee ignites the soul of this creature, by noticing the projectiles coming. It makes no effort at all to dodge them. Instead of that, he just stands there menacingly, and simply accepts the hit. And then suddenly all the arrows fly backwards.
Yeah, close.
Unable for their allies, what ends up happening is that the projectiles slow to the eventually stop. But it's a motion without about 4 feet of the creature. Use the projectiles yet, the slower they crawl. Then, a moment later, something weird happened. It looked like a lot of shadow emitted of the projectiles pursued the trajectory towards the creature, and get harmlessly absorbed. Nobody here who witnessed consciously realized what that could mean. But later, though, an explosion of nature instinct ran through them all before the creature suddenly burst into explosive motion. It launched itself at Storming, who also seemed to slow down in time. which is closer to the creature, or vice versa. Tell me. That this creature might be a TARDIS in itself. I know it's perfect, but kind of.
It looks like you're figuring it out while the characters are too.
It's something slow down, and the creature suddenly moving super fast, that might as well have me frozen in time. That makes her almost utterly defenseless against its attack. So if it leaps, she would not dodge or parry any of its blows. If she was wearing heavy armor at the moment, then that might have been successfully defended her from its sword. It was moving so fast, it had time to aim its blows with precision. So that armor would have covered literally every inch of her body to be effective. It also has to be durable. Handy enough, though, the creature only set us for one last time. But I tell me, they sprang away. It easy could have a shower sun in the rain of blows. Nah, he is doing one punch. That she would have no way to defend herself again, and feels confident that only one blow against her is necessary. No. He only got away because his time was up. He literally was standing there miraculously because he was using the water. This creature is new now. And you cannot say it otherwise. I don't know if you have seen JoJo. And it might be a little spoiler, but he had
I have.
he had the same limitations of his powers. And was slowed down for themselves.
Pausing time for 8 seconds, as it says here, and doing it in an area effect. The area beyond it proceeds to move at normal time.
Yeah? It's almost the same, but a little bit less because they don't stop fully.
Yeah, you're getting warmer with your guesses.
He just spins always toward the next component before it slows down, back to normal spin. And I have another theory that there is also how do you call it? Not a limit. Prerequisite. That's the word I was searching for.
Okay.
Prerequisite to use
that
it.
means a condition that must occur
Condition,
before
yeah.
Yeah.
And that is why it was waiting for the out. So like, it needs to be attacked in order for it to use this super spin. It can't use it on its own. At this point, the creature was important and attacks the rest of its opponent.
Let me remind you of something that's already been said, so it's not a spoiler. The arrows came at it, and also some javelins. The closer it got to it, the more it slowed down. And then eventually something weird happened. After shadows of the arrows and the javelin was projecting towards the creature, as if it was absorbing something. Only after that did it have a sudden burst of speed.
Yeah? I would call it absorbed the momentum. So there is one way to defeat this creature. Which is known only by the for the method of some different martial arts. It is the 1-inch sponge. You have heard of them, right?
Oh yeah.
You literally don't have to move fast for that. You wouldn't have time to observe the momentum. Remember it so big that the sun is slowed in time, and the creature leaves her vicinity. There was further to second passing. And after that, there was suddenly spin in the air, then tumbled onto the ground. Just before that happened, others could only see her leading in the direction, and about to get launched away. But the majority of the kinetic force of the blow was delayed for 2 seconds. Then all of a sudden, time resumed its normal flow, and she burst sailing away. We have another theory. If this is not a villain, we know it is. I will not find it. But this guy right here has the same ability in that game.
Jeez, that's a guy?
I mean, the one behind. I mean, it's
Okay,
Link.
so you are referring to Link. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I believe they did. He had a power like that. He was doing some kind of motion, but it was slowed for a moment.
Yeah, he just has this ability.
Kind of had a time to aim it, and it's really not the first time. He had some influence over time. I suppose the first moment was, geez, the very first Zelda game. When there's a clock that gets dropped sometimes from enemies. If you touch it, then time freezes in the whole room.
I would say in all of the games he has some kind of time ability.
I don't know about all of them, but I haven't played them all. Another game that time travel was more overt was when he was it was a 3D game where he was drawing up the Master Sword and he suddenly grew up and time actually passed for the rest of the world.
Yeah? I mean, just remember the moon.
In fact, that game was called Ocarina of Time.
Yep. He literally could go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
He's not crazy about TARDIS. But these are very interesting creatures. They carry muted. And she stabs the hoof to her chin with a double footballs. And every single one of them can have never-ending different abilities. It's forcing the rest of us to be highly analytical and adaptable. We have to start being. They do command not to carry. And also, don't be afraid if her heartbeat is slower right now. Because I think it is. For a bit. Be especially careful of her wound. The region feels only confident that one side is sufficient to live with her. But that's why. And fast. I mean, I was joking about One Punch Man, but there was one character who literally thought that One Punch was enough. Him. And there's a coincidence he's also wearing black. On it, the carrier sounds. That moves closer than serving, but keeps a cautious eye on the creature during her approach. The creature too steps engaged and Dr. Kelly. She's the only one moving at the moment. But she is advancing directly towards it, so it's not assaulting her yet. As for serving, at first, she has to stand back up. She's waiting in pain, but it isn't more than she can handle. A few seconds later, though, the pain of her one scratch starts to burn, far more than it should. If it isn't poison. My pain seems only heightened. Within seconds, it feels heavy enough to force her back down to the ground. During this time, the black starlight substance seems to within the rumble as fast as the rumble would. That's the problem. That is not trouble, it's a problem. It could be multiple things. One, obviously, it is an overtime effect. But secondly, it might actually turn her into a creature as well. Slowly. I'm anticipating that in the episode, but she sees it. But she reacts in her own way. It's a panicking and spinning essence towards something that becomes her eyes. I thought a soothing song. Moment after song begins, a ray of calm descends on them all, and the pain of sound moans and small as some. Was she using this path? And also healing rod. Common motions and healing rod. He is definitely a boss in this party. They find this man noteworthy, and Martin inquired more about that later. Angel noticed that everyone around it has to calm back down. Then in turn, another creature. It's here in the music too, but it is small enough to that the song is the reason for the change in the direction of its target. So instead, he just ended up getting confused and nervous about the change. While the warriors and hunters are calmer, they are still uncertain about how to deal with this creature. After all, they somehow their projectile was not only nullified and they approached the creature, but it somehow seemed to absorb the kinetic energy, whereas it would have none. I call it momentum, but yeah, same thing. As a result, it may have been responsible for the creature's mere and sudden burst of speed. It seems to have the ability to absorb, so they use the speed and attempts to approach the creature. By the looks of the things, that probably would include the kinetic motion of the living creatures too. So, in other words, there is no way to approach the creature without slowing down in time, not giving the creature the ability to immediately burst into an explosion of speed. Element, fire harm me, Martin. Then you command him, then looking away from the dangerous creature. I will not kill it, Element says. But I can fire a zombie and that's gonna be less energy anyway. Fine then. Do it. Now makes sense. Now pushing their door carefully. to see if your energy has a different effect if it happens to one and to this creature's collective temporal aura.
I want to let you know real quick that I was in the bathroom, but I was still able to hear you and even see you because I was able to move my laptop around. But during that time, I had it muted so that you wouldn't hear any of the noise.
Ah. And now we are having a crossover with Beyblade for all of them.
Yeah, keep it coming. By the way, I did not recognize that symbol you flashed on the screen earlier, but you might have been right.
There you go. This is this example, and he could not be gotten close to. He literally absorbed. I think he did absorb momentum as well, get the energy.
Okay.
As to how they defeated it, it was more likely overflowing into get the energy. But I don't think it is possible here. Using too much get the energy for this creature. I mean, it is possible with lasers. But you know not, he found, but sure enough, the laser beam stole to crawl near the creature. Just like before, after shadows of the energy beam is absorbed in the creature. In fact, we can deal of it. After all, the whole beam travels at the speed of light. That is much faster than arrows and javelins. The creature is grateful at the possibility to absorb this energy, but it is also confused because it does not recognize this type of attack. Apparently, it is not accustomed to spellcasters or the kind of technology that can emit an equivalent kind of attack. So it did not make the reaction. Oh, sweet Celestia! Like I said on the breath. Just like before, he just suddenly burst into an explosion of speed. At this time, it is multiple faster than the eye can see. Since the Hobbit was much faster, observing getting energy was much faster in turn. Okay. I see the downside of this. It can't
What's that?
control the speed on its own.
Right.
The first thing, the more kinetic energy it gets hit by, the more faster he gets.
Right. And
So
vice
it can
versa.
be overloaded.
If it absorbs slow energy, then it's not going to get much faster.
Yeah? But no, I meant it can be overloaded that it will just move one step and it's 10,000 years in the future already. Every probably has any time to realize what happened. After some observers some police seemed nearly frozen in time, they were rushing away in a spin. They all landed on the ground with every one cross catch for each victim. Where did I see that before? I am 100% sure that this is a reference. You can tell me because I may not get it. But I know I've seen it before.
I accept that. And I probably have too.
Probably multiple million I have seen.
Of all the ones I've seen before, the most likely medium would probably be some kind of to do something like that.
It's funny how this one decided we will not hear what you said. It was some kind of something like that. Caution, the would knife and the something I need. But the carrying was after examining something for a while. I bet he does want to. Can you clear it? And then do text with the Dr. Kelly. Without tearing her eyes away from the creature, or even 1 second. Give
It
me a
says
second.
a second instead of 1
Yeah.
second.
I mean, a second and 1 second is the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I kind of accept that.
I mean, go and you know what? Yeah, I will say get some tea.
Okay.
Okay, I am back.
Welcome back.
Let's put a move for and let me see where we are. Okay. I think I can slow and easy surprise with my magic right now. The carry answered. I will need more time to analyze it before we can fully remove it effectively. The good news is, I only need to do that once, no. Even though same disease for each victim. All of a sudden, I can feel the eye and the attention of Margaret on her, along with the look, the question. A little more really. Margaret does have some advanced technology with her, which she might be able to use against this creature. But she is surrounded by police, who consider them taboo, and she expected the town to enjoy this time. If she uses the attack now, it might cost her at least her, if not them all, the task and more they recommended so far. That's the question. They flashes Morgan a sharp hand look and gave the calming wave of a wink to a Morgan. That's not what I'm indicating. Hold up on the opinion for now. Option for now. Let me see if I can deal with it some other way. I promise you, however, I won't forget your offer. Morgan noted acceptance and gave the boy a look back at the creature. Somebody? Somebody, pass me my bag. They knew all that, and she sharply back at the creature. I would laugh if the creature ran away, get the bag for her, and then just curiously looking at, okay, what are you gonna do?
You mean this? There you go.
I mean, at this moment the creature might feel untouchable. I mean, the Sonia attacks they use the facilities for them.
Yeah. You could see now why it waded into the whole village pretty confidently.
While she does that, she almost started by how far she got a useful call. There some pulling was already on somebody, and waiting for her to make the perfect pass. Almost any of them were all dying at the moment. Once she did, the moment she did, the might end up getting tossed at her by a fall, with not nearly enough strength to sail an object that awkward and heavy, all the way to the new. When the fall failed, however, the Robin continued with his magic, and even causing the brief gust of wind, sail back all the rest of the way to her. And then the little kid looks at herself. Oh, I must have been much stronger now.
It was the wind. Just blame it for everything.
Yeah, it must have been the wind. He might everlast into the pole, is waiting for someone else to react, including the creature. None seemed to like taking the initiative itself, but it probably could if it wanted to. By all observation made so far, any of the expand or creature traveling towards it, or traveling toward us, forces them to not only slow it down in time, but it also the target speed as well. What if it is a type of kind angel? What if it can't even move without being attacked? Have you seen it moving? No. It just appeared out on the horizon and then you went through it.
Yes, it moved on its own to get into the village.
No,
But
that's another question. Did you see it move? They have not seen it move. Other than after the attack. The faster they move, though, the more speed it can absorb. That's probably why it has to have more actually exposed in combat. Anyone or any object that is not moving is at least enticing target for the creature. Hey! Said the cried out boldly to the creature. The potential she waves the foe, most likely to offer wings, get the attention, which she does. It seems to use more representative and allows for an emotion around it. There has been learning this across the duration of this method, and now finally appears as a threat.
this is the kind of puzzle Darren's confronted with all the time. Very strange situation she has to study carefully to figure out weaknesses in.
I'm trying to think. I imagine when these two were actually learning, hey, look at me, I'm here. I don't think I know their names in English. I'm pretty sure that they changed it in Hungarian.
I remember one of them was named Pippin.
Oh, that one not changed.
Marion and Pippin. And their both last name is Took, so they're from the same family. They're probably downright brothers.
Maria Pippin, that was in English.
You never seen that movie in English?
No.
It likely is better that way, that version, but I can't say that for sure. Actually, what interests me more is if the Hungarian version actually changed their names. I didn't know that.
Midfield.
Okay.
You guys see me looking at the other side? They bring up every other character. But the ones I want are not here.
Doesn't that just beat all? We should probably resume though before the video
Yeah.
gets too long.
I guess Mary doesn't think exist. I will take it after. I mean, this is pretty good at intonation. He turns around. Lisa's here. Totally listen. And kind of. Come and get me. We were spinning away as fast as she can. Get up on sand. See that seems cool like a little urge for a skater. We even chase. There you go. That's the best I can do for you for now. So Scully says, something. You don't to stand up? Look at the hoof down, son. Can you stand up? I believe I can. So replied with much greater ease. But she still asked them to look up her too. The robot is strong enough to have lived a large bear. I mean, she's usually using her drawers to do that. The guy has to lead away from town and use her money to give a starving guide. The internet is in motion too, which immediately naps its attention. It's also confused by the Latin and something is back on the home to run. That means it can enjoy taking her right back down. It also gains instinct, an instinct that Electrical is somehow responsible for this miracle. Because of that, Doctor has suddenly become the kitchen's last priority target. After all, it wants her to heal the others as much as she can, so she can enjoy the suffering longer. Everybody here who participated in the ceremony sends that from the kitchen. The majority of the reaction is a mixture of surprise and disgust. Why is the trouble here to talk us again? Something asked with a sneer of disgust. Disturbing? Do you want her to be here? Maybe she feels we don't in the morning. That's the way to react. He has a lot of extra assistance this time. The emotion is disturbing as he asks her in concern. You alright, son? Yeah, I believe. The son that looks at her questioningly. What is she up to? You haven't got the memo? Of the second memo? First question seemed answered a moment later. When they pulled out the stick of dynamite, it started ignited by escaping the scab of the ring. Imagine not so bad, staying out of the creature, at least by 4 feet. Until then, the creature is moving at its normal speed. That's still fast enough for the circle to keep her hand. But unlike the creature, she can only fly. She can fly. And then she double backs and arcs right toward the creature in order to retreat in the other direction. This energy is especially common if she was running in a direction that was about to run out of room to make their maximum speed. Rushing out of the creature, she is revealing an ear back behind her to reach just how far the creature is from her. She is also paying close attention to her all seemingly weak. After all, she knows she needs to time this just right. Just right. I know what she's planning. And you will not like it because it is a very much a dangerous situation. A risk, if you would call it. And the other thing is the realization. Can't you feel the rest of us in? Nobody prompt. No. And the thing is that the notes were dying as she proposed. Just watch, she will do it soon. He actually said no.
Yeah, it's like this is. He doesn't have time to explain.
Fair enough, they changed her strategy by simply dumping the dynamite on the ground. That's impressive. Also, haven't you seen it? When the dynamite is about to blow up and all the passengers are in the movie? You have time to do everything. And also,
especially if you don't look at the explosion.
And also, in the end, the talking is a free action. So the creature is still following directly behind her. This is up to dynamite over to the ground. The dynamite isn't being tossed at the creature this time. It isn't as much motion for it to absorb, or even detect. The man seems to go great at it. Yes, at first, but the creature knows something, and I didn't expect. And then it stops chasing the nag, and moves all over the direction of the dumb dynamite itself. It moves close enough for the dynamite to be magical aura of the creature too. At a point, the ring starts to slow down its signal, but by then, it was nearly by the dynamite itself. A bowling cat here can suddenly feel a strong curiosity of the creature toward the very unfamiliar to the object on the ground. No! Chase me, Bird Pain! They do complain at the creature, but actually ignores her this time. The sensitivity of dynamite is just too much. More fascinating to it right now. And the other me toward it, and takes a curious sniff. Then, all of a sudden, something unusual happens. The motion of the explosion that escapes the creature's slow aura field resumes its normal speed 2 seconds later. While the portion of the explosion that remained within the aura slows down even further. The closer it gets, the more that the explosion slows. And before it there, so the creature can visibly see the spinning shaft now. That is part of the dynamite spinning in the air. For the first time, it can even see the shockwave of the explosion, which is slowed to near a stop. It can resemble a little mirage, breathing air that gets suspended in mid-motion. Ugh. And this is the first minion. Also, yeah, there's no. I found his name, by the way. I think.
What you got?
His name is Tufa. Very much different than the English one.
Interesting.
Yeah, must be that. Because I don't see any other hobbits here. Yeah, that's why I was like, is modern married? They knew girls faithful in the future. The violence realized not. They should in the after shadows of the explosion itself. They absorbed into the future. Maybe it was the rule right away, but it has now started getting the energy of the explosion. About 60% of it, anyway. Watching that spin against knowing that the spring is pulled back, and then the worst one. Hmm.
That's an interesting situation, isn't it?
My mind immediately gave to him. When you said a spring was pulled back.
I forget his name, but I do remember that power. He was enhancing his punches by springing all around.
Yeah, but he didn't use other theatricality. Okay, then me. They decided to then throw closer to the Tukari. She doesn't make a move this time because she doesn't feel running together as the sketches and actually yet. For the moment, it is fortunate to stand to the detective, watching this explosion in slow motion. I mean, yeah, explosions in slow motion or anything in slow motion is very can be very amazing or amusing. What's saying your eyes in the Arctic pulls out another thing of dynamite, and this time, we're finally to the doctor. What are you? The secretary began to ask, and then gets interrupted by Nine. This is getting stupid, Nine complains. So let's notify some of the physics factors here, saying that out her eyes and in rage, assured us. I want him to use your money to have all this thing of dynamite that inside the kitchen body after I ignited. And this is when the DM says, no, you can't do it. You have to see where you are trying to tap or something. Because that mages would be overpowered. They are overpowered to begin with.
Yeah. But one of the final spells that class has is called Wish, though.
I mean, but that is, I think, 9th or 10th level?
Ninth level, yeah,
Yeah.
usually. If that's as high as the magic system goes in that particular edition.
You have to get that level first. But 9 and 10, 10 level characters. Oh, no, sorry. The characters are not 9 level. The spell casting is 9 level, so it's around.
Right.
That's very high end. I don't know
Uh,
what exactly, like 18, 16.
well, like for 5th edition, it would be level 17 at the earliest. And you would only have one slot at ninth level at that. That's
Yeah,
assuming you have a intelligence score high enough to cast it, too.
but at that level you are fighting gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
What? Another saves. But you can. Nobody will have a line of sight. Inside the creature, other than X-ray vision. I mean, it currently does have X-ray vision with the app of noise. Or can have. But they are not fundable ones. Really, there's no way to visualize the target destination without an object. Actually, I can do it. You can correct Fanarin. I should look back at him. What? Fanarin exclaimed, questioning again. We want to kiss your people back a claw, and then it over the near frozen explosion. So that's what it feels like. I looks like it is my only option, so you can announce it to Fanarin. I can also calculate the cost of a travel the object can go. As long as I get my mathematical figures correct, I can decide where and when in space an object or creature shall appear. Just as the doctor nodded with the TARDIS, and I've been guessing with fascination and curiosity. No, the doctor usually goes with the flow, and the doctor reads anything. Something like that, I suspect. If you can imply, that is a nag. But there is one other problem with your request. It is the vow I have taken. So I shall not willingly and knowingly take your life, nor shall I if they come. I ask you to make an exception here, the guardian. If you do that, the creature will willingly harm all the rest of us. Please do this for us. I'm running out of options with this fascinatingly unique component of mine. And this is when someone appears and says, no, 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 that will be way too easy. You can use this forward with her right hoof. At first time, the few others told us she would accept the offer dynamite after all, but instead of using the torch to throw the dynamite further away from her, as she said. The answer is no. Then you widens her eyes in horror at the declaration. Besides, I have another option. You can continue. Then not to wonder later. Quit busy for a little longer. If you do, I'll finish it off the way that meant, but doesn't make my vows. Oh no. I have flashbacks for getting good barbarian.
That sounds interesting, actually.
Oh, you don't know that one?
Type a reminder that in the Discord. We'll talk about it more after the video.
Yeah. They're confused.
Get a good word.
I remember that one.
Okay.
They're confused. They made the dynamite one more time. Yes. Are you sure? Just keep it busy. Just carry mine again. Before teleporting away somewhere. Then decide that there's a dynamite away somewhere within the right wing. Look by the creature. That is an infestation window for the explosion. It's beginning to up. After that, then looks at the wind and orders. In this case, Fender, I can the creature within a large ball of mist. You get it? And I combine, and they express to invisible elementals all around them, to become visible and misty. Trying to blind it? Solving lessons. No, I'm trying to detect and relate. Like I said, we slow down in time, or set everything beyond it. Like another thing, it won't give this creature that much emotion to absorb either. Someone would very much agree.
That's from Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah?
Okay.
I just realized that they gave him a rape. On that picture. That was not the original.
Crack that whip. Do, 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 do.
Maybe we should enter the mist too. Now being proposed. You shouldn't do that.
Well, they'll lose line of sight of it too. Obstruction like that goes both ways.
No, because if you're entering the mist, there is definitely a boss fight. That is literally how they call it. Enter the mist.
that is very apt right now.
Coming! No! And I complain. I won't let you. You know that it is a lemon? Coming suddenly on merchant. And with a sudden and sharp snapping look of disapproval to him. It couldn't seem to shiver. There is no way it will can survive her own thought yet. Are you telling me that I should just ignore this risk, this walking risk? Choose your words more carefully next time, Robin decided. I don't deny you your freedom, so don't you dare ever try to impinge by the gun. Her look cooling off, igniting and dying, as she goes on to say. The important thing here is to keep the creature in the mist. If you can't have a mouse, Norman, it might be more inclined to remain there. The cat could always just heal us later. Coming! You do know that cats don't need a mouse in a plastic bag. They will just play with the plastic bag all the time. He just springs out of the mist after hopping out of it from a spark home. The fellow will simply expand the voice, including its new position. Now that he can feel the kitchen's confusion and disorientation, he has no idea how to take on a challenge like this. So, this attack is called the Great Missile. If I may, I have a better idea, I think. And I've been announcing the unit's magic to create a force field bubble around the mist. The creature within it. They look as though we both lift their eyebrows like this, both actually impressed. And I go on to say, I think your force field slowed down in time remain just as solid. You may even absorb some of the kinetic energy of the force field somehow. It is set up inside. Yeah? So Fundament is deploying the same tactic.
Right. Just add mist around them.
Yeah?
Discord did that once too to Big Mac.
I only have to delete that in the facility only.
I think you skipped that paragraph above.
Yeah, I realize it. You want to think it can hold it? So just me further. That is an awfully big force field you have there. That's not the only mixing I have. I only have to delete until this can is honey. And never mind. I think I run this. Not my god. I got this.
I got this.
Then you give a shrewd look at the force field before announcing. Hello, Min. Check out the ocean in the force field. Let the other things separate slowly within the bubble. Wow, dang. Are you sure you are not really new? Oh, hello, in Polish.
Well, if you don't go too far with that option, it can still survive.
I mean, this is literally what, the casting would do. So dang, and many others can feel further discomfort in being openly hostile with its power. It doesn't give a wow or pacifism like Otto did, but she is still uncomfortable with this option. The one who did not say this is Daphne. Because she is too busy concentrating on a song and thus reducing the pain of our pony who was infected with a viciously conceived catch of the creature earlier. Otherwise, she would be like, what was? Okay, you can numb the force field and miss now, you can alert it. And also save Panamin from actually doing it. Alert it casually, and she throws back into the area, uttering a lollipop. The creature is defeated. You know what I'm gonna pull up, right?
Let's see what you pull up.
I want you to guess first.
Someone who's sucking a lollipop?
No.
Okay. Don't think I can read that.
Oh, you don't know this reference. You are already dead.
Fist of the North Star, then.
Yes. The creature is defeated. Really? Don't act in disbelief. No! She's right. Then announces in surprise. I don't fear the creature anymore. You my fellow. Do what she said from the force field and dispel the mist. Okay. And I said with a blink of surprise and surprise. The white force field loops and the mist disperses. When that happens, they can gradually see the creature sleeping on the ground. There you go. He's sleeping.
We can continue with that music.
What did you do? Tommy asked you shocked. Probably giving the creature a royal high right now. You can announce it casually. I downloaded the great deal of the drug inside of the system. Why did I not say it? Because Then she said that she has a better option. I thought that it would be the dog, but then I realized that no, that would be silly because it could get even more dangerous. If it starts alternating and attacking everyone. But you only just earlier. Only it is a much higher dosage. Oh, okay, so Dr. Kelly, you are not okay with killing or harming other creatures, but bringing them to unconsciousness is fine.
Yes. That's bending the vows.
I started seeing us in the camp for night hands. We were broken by dying new skills. We soon lapsed into roaring laughter. There were other ponies to join in. You don't have to ask why this is so funny. Now, I need some time to more closely analyze the infected wounds. Dr. Kelly announces calmly, and Boris herself. Yes, I will be the MVP of this encounter, but I think you are all anyway. You all came in. Hey TM, do I level up? I mean, that is how it goes, right? Almost suddenly, the encounter is interrupted by another. A ship with a fortune.
Yeah, it's like the DMs look like, objection! Now that you defeated my last monster, I'll just toss something else at you.
We zoomed in from beyond the horizon. They suddenly stopped all around the village. And maybe zoomed down from it, with above the creature. Reactions. That is suspiciously right in time. That is way too much on time that he
Right.
appeared.
So he's very timely?
No, he was the one who sent the creature on them. And the result, like, yeah, I had maybe shows down from it with the elbow of the creature.
Yeah, it's where left off.
As a result, the ship is pretty side by floating up to the ship. Yeah, they do have the Pokemon technology.
Kinda do. Really.
They extended her gate, and Morgan complained. You said you didn't connect the commander. I didn't, Morgan admitted. And I believe her. I said that we should definitely put a spy thing on her. Or maybe on the ship. No matter might be more doubtful, but the lingering effects of last night's song have come to sense that Morgan is telling the truth. After knowing of the creature, a portal opens up near the room. The commander raises his sound. Ready to talk? No. Commander answers instantly, while a strange lullaby plays in the background.
Yeah, listen to this gentle music that announces the commander's stern arrival. I cannot explain to you why there's a missing paragraph there on that last line. It is perfectly intact on my G-Doc. Something about FimFiction just deleted it by itself, even if I manually put it in.
Right. There's a paragraph missing? Wow.
It should be a paragraph mark. Do you notice the large empty space after Varaxis steps out? What was supposed to be after that is the next paragraph. But instead, it looks like the next line.
I thought that was intentional.
Now, FimFiction, it does not see the paragraph mark.
Hmm. But this is his own. Commander, you have played your part. You played your card. The whole thing was to find the village. Because,
And they did. Eventually, they did.
yeah, but
They were basically.
we actually didn't.
Yeah,
No way.
they found the village when they were invited in. And
Yeah.
guided. They sent a guide to guide them into the village.
I mean, like this guy. Open the picture. You don't know him.
Probably not. But that dot on his head seems familiar to some other character you showed earlier tonight. Think.
And this is his name. Nice open.
Oh, that's an interesting name.
Can you pronounce it?
I'm having trouble with that one. Especially the first part of the name. Ahebi. Ahebi.
Just make sense.
I would say Ergade for the last one part of the name.
Yeah, but how you are supposed to say it is, I'll be your guide. Because it was a fun. Now, there's still a very tiny bit of chance that Mason was not the one who sent the creature. Martin was definitely here and he saw the creature and didn't come in to step in time.
It seems strong that he was aware of the attack because he shows up just when it gets defeated and collects it again. Or maybe collects it for the first time. But anyway, he's got it now.
It might not even be out of spite, it might be just to show them that, you need me because this creature cannot be stopped.
There's a chance that when him showing up, it doesn't even occur to him that could damage his diplomatic relationships with the village here.
No,
because he wasn't exactly in on the plan when traveling with them when Daring decides, you know what, let's get off this disc and go to the village their way. If he wasn't eavesdropping at that moment, he wouldn't know that he shouldn't arrive just like this and basically sabotage his own plans about the negotiations that the party sent to the village.
Also, I have a question. This,
Yeah.
we need to talk now. Who is he targeting? You did not tell. Is he saying it to everyone, or targeting to Margaret, or...
Maybe the group. It's mentioned above that, well, he's opened a portal near the group, so he's probably talking to them.
I mean, but they are spread out both in different areas.
Yeah. Maybe that's a bad problem to not make that clear who's talking.
It will be funny that he actually thought was talking about the chief of the village. We need to talk now. He's actually my mother.
Anyway, what'd you think of this chapter?
What do I think of this chapter? That was a fight. I'm still on the thing that the creature would not have attacked until they did.
Yeah, it seemed like it wanted. It's a very reactive creature rather than active creature.
Initially it was doing the thing that, you attack me first, everything else was just self-defense.
Yeah, it never wanted to take the initiative. But since they sensed the emotions of the creature, it very much wanted to hurt and really make it painful and lasting.
I mean,
And it wasn't because it was hungry, it just felt it was fun.
it might be impulse, just like for the vampires being blood.
Yeah, it very well could be. I mean, whether it was created by Varaxis or Trouble, you could say either way it was engineered.
And also we don't know how these creatures are made. Are they made just from nothing? Or are they using some kind of ponies and
Yeah,
experimentation? Or
that's
other
another mystery.
animals?
We got multiple suspects here that can bring up all kinds of possibilities in terms of how they can make it.
No, it's a first person.
That could be possible too. And remember, you said that.
Also the
So yeah,
commander could just hide.
this is a pretty dynamic and tactical battle. There was another character, a villain actually, from an X-Men movie. I forgot what it was called, but the characters were younger in that time. Of a villain that was able to absorb energy, and then when he builds up of enough of it, he didn't move super fast himself. Instead, he created explosions outwardly from him.
Hmm.
He got defeated by Magneto by having a coin pass through his head very slowly.
Slowly.
Yep, so it wouldn't be much motion to absorb.
I mean, when I'm playing a rhythm game, I haven't played it in a long time again. But sometimes the slower rhythm is harder.
This creature wasn't exactly a speedster like the Flash. It can move quickly, but only on certain conditions, and you mentioned that earlier in the chapter. I noted that, where it might require some trigger condition, and you were right.
Also, if my hunch is right, this creature might actually be one of the villagers here, or was. Came here to get help, but during the time they might transform.
If you're right, the villagers didn't seem to realize that.
And that is, as I said, I feel like this might be a big trouble. Not trouble, but problem. Trouble.
Okay.
Because we have seen some kind of talk getting out of the injuries.
You know, if Trouble was actually here, I can imagine her laughing, just because her name is tripping you up in terms of what language and words to use for your sentences.
I mean, it doesn't really tip me off. I just want to be sure that everyone knows that I'm talking about trouble or trouble or trouble.
Right. It's either Ed, or Eddie.
um, but yeah, once again, I think that interference, even if it wasn't what I think it wasn't supposed to attack. It didn't want to attack. Then later on, after it gets attacked, the instinct took over. And I feel scared about those little injuries that they got, and the goo that's seeping out of it.
Yeah, the disease. Dr. Kelly scanned that, and she's identified enough information to determine what it is, but perhaps not the details in removing it precisely. She believes she needs more time to scan it in all of its details before figuring out exactly how to remove.
Because when I think about black goo that's seeping out of
Claws.
wood, this comes to mind.
Right. Yeah, you may have noticed that it seemed determined to give exactly one scratch to everyone and otherwise leave them alone.
Yeah, I thought it's poison, but it seems like it's not poison. It kind of is, but not.
Well, you'd be correct then to say it's some kind of debilitating substance. And then, Derpy did something new in this fight. She did some singing that suppressed the pain of everyone who was affected.
Yeah, she became a full-fledged god.
Right.
And the creature did some personal. I am you and you are me.
Right. Yay, so
But yeah, we
Derpy,
will see what the commander will want.
Derpy gained a level as a bard.
Just don't let her near any kind of dragons.
Long ago, I remember creating a subclass of thief or rogue that was called treasure hunter, which Darren would be pretty apt for.
I'm laughing because in Genshin the term treasure hunter means thief. They just use this fancy name that no, we are not thieves, we are treasure hunters.
Right. I think it was named Locke Cole from Final Fantasy VI. Definitely had that distinction. He was saying calling him a thief did trigger him, so he quickly corrected treasure hunter insistently.
Yeah? But yeah, I have to believe in Dr. Kelly that she can clean out this substance. Because something got injured as well, right?
Of all the group that's from the TARDIS, yes, she's the only one that got scratched. Other than her, there was several of the villagers, particularly the warriors and hunters. That cast of the village.
Of course the creature searches for the best horse. But
Stormwind might be flattered to hear you say that.
But yeah, that is it for today. I mean,
Okay.
that's a lie because we will have hotter justice at night for you in the morning.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's even likely I'll be up for long enough.
I mean,
And
if
then
my
several hours
total
after.
die by then.
True. Go ahead and give that a few hours rest.
I mean, I haven't slept almost 24 hours now.
I actually have a friend that is about to start a new job tonight. For the first time at this schedule, working at like between 2 and 4 a.m.
Good luck to them.
When I say that, I mean sometimes starts at 2, sometimes starts at 4. It's not 2 hour.
I was wondering about that. I mean, no, when you said 2 to 4, I thought 2 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon.
No.
That would be way too much. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Regard Bamboo's cloud again.